Then on the next page we had to solve, okay? So I gave you, where are we? 8 to 12, right? Okay, 8 to 12. Anybody need me to do number 8? Number 9? Number 10? Number 11? Number 12? Happy days? We're all fine? You know, leave it as a fraction. Yeah, leave it as a fraction. Right, okay. Do you think I'm good to move on? Right, okay. So we're going to, yes. Yes, I am. Thank you though, because I could easily forget. Yeah, and keep reminding me, because I will forget. Especially when I go home for midterm and forget to come back maybe. Right, so we're still on solving, sorry? Yeah, I will. Yeah. Yeah, I'm moving on to the next section. So it's solving quadratic equations using the quadratic formula. Now again, everyone has done this, right? Okay, but I'm just reminding you how to do it. Okay? Okay? So I'll go straight to an example. Actually, I'll write the formula first. So x is equal to minus b plus minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. Have you all seen that formula before? Yeah, you have. Right, okay. So, and it's in your log tables. You don't need to remember it. And you don't even need to open your log tables because it's on the cover. Right, okay. So you don't even need to open the log tables because it's right there. Right.
Does it say minus b plus or minus?
Yeah, plus minus, yeah. Because you know the way when you do your 2 sets of brackets and let each bracket equal to 0, you got 2 separate answers, don't you? So using this, you need to get 2 separate answers as well. So you get one answer from the plus and the other answer from the minus. That's where the plus minus comes from, right? Because we still need 2 answers, but you get one from the plus and one from the minus. So I'm going to go straight to an example, girls, because that's the easiest way to explain how to do it. So example 1. Right, solve, and what else I see? X squared plus 2x minus 5 equals 0. Right, if I just gave you that, you'd immediately factorize 2 sets of brackets, right, okay, and then you'd let each bracket equal 0, okay? But that's not going to work out, and the reason I know it's not going to work out is because the rest of the question will say correct to 2 decimal places. Okay, so the rest of the sum will say correct to 2 decimal places. Right, that means the answer is going to be a big long decimal and you have to round it up. Right, we'll get to rounding it up near the end. Okay, right, but you know the way normally we'd use 2 sets of brackets, factorize that each bracket equals 0. That's not going to work out. How do you know it's not going to work out? Because this part of the question is going to, that's your clue, it's not going to work out. So if you try and do it, don't write this bit down, you'll be going x and x, and you'd go 5 and 1, and you'd go a minus and a plus, and you check your answer and it wouldn't be plus 2. So then there's no other options, as in there's no other factors to try, so it's not possible to solve it with the brackets. So you have to use the formula, okay? And this is the clue in the question, to use the formula, okay? So what you do first is you write down what A is, what B is, and what C is. So A is the number in front of x squared. So these are just numbers, girls. The biggest mistake people make is they take the x's and the x squares with them and they end up with a big mess. You just take numbers. So there's no letters. After you fill that in, there's no letter in there. Just numbers. A is the number in front of x squared. What number, I hear you say, and what number is supposed to be in here? 1. So A is 1. B is the number in front of x. What number is in front of x? 2. And C is the number on its own. Very good. We all said -5, which is brilliant. Okay, because some people would just say 5. Right, but that's not 5. You have to take the sign as well. It's -5. Okay, right. So then we fill in. So is it okay if I don't write the formula again, because it's just written up here, right? So the first thing I write is a minus sign. Okay, then I write B. What's B? 2. And then I write a plus minus. Deal with that at the end. Then I'm going to write B to be squared. So that's 2 to be squared. Right? Minus 4 AC. That means multiplied by A, multiplied by C. So that's multiplied by is a bracket. Multiplied by A is 1. Multiplied by C is -5. Divided by 2 times A. 2 times A is 2 times 1. Is that okay? Right. What we're going to do now is we're going to put the plus sign. We're going to put now my classes last year I told you just to do this bit first, but I've changed my mind. We're going to do the whole lot together. We're going to take the plus sign here. So one answer is -2 plus all of that over 2 times 1. The other answer is -2 minus that. Okay, so you go straight to your calculator, which is wherever it is. Oh, for God's sake, where did I put my calculator? Probably didn't take it out of the bag this morning. Wait now, give me a minute. Yes, here it is. So, straight to the calculator. Okay, what you do is you press the fraction button first. Okay, so on your calculator you press the fraction button first. Oh, what the hell is wrong with this? No, that's too much now. Okay, fraction button first. So on top you put a minus sign. So a minus at the start is a small minus. So turn it on first would be good. Press the fraction button. Then you press small -2. Put in the plus to start with. Okay, then you do a square root sign, right? And I do 2 to be squared. So open bracket, 2, close bracket, squared, -4, open bracket, 1, close bracket, open bracket, -5, close bracket. Then go down underneath the line and go 2, open bracket, 1, close bracket. Is that okay? And then press equals, right? And you'll get -1 plus √6. Now, if they said in third form, that's your answer, okay? But they said in correct to 2 decimal places, so press S to D. Before I press S to D, right? That's one answer. So I'm going to use the back arrow, right? Okay? And I'm going to go back and change the original plus to a minus. So I don't have to type it all in again, okay? So you have to go all the way back. There, I'm on it now, am I? Delete and change that to a minus. So my second answer is -1 minus √6. And then you press S to D, will turn it into a decimal. So that's -3.4494 ... And the other one is, change it to a, I should have changed it to a decimal before I went back and changed the thing. So S to D that, and you get 1.444948 dot dot dot. Okay.
Is that what the plus and minus is?
Yeah.
You have to do it twice?
Yeah, so you don't have to do it twice, just go back with the backwards arrows and change it. So you have to get two answers, so you get one answer from the plus and the other answer from the minus. Right, finally you have to round it up to 2 places decimals, so that means you're allowed to write two numbers after the decimal point. There's the decimal point, I'm allowed to write the 4, I'm allowed to write that 4, I'm knocking it off here. So, sorry, yeah. So I'm knocking it off there, right? So knocking it off there, that means I look at this number, if it's 5 or more, I increase. So what'll that be? 1.45, isn't it? And this one, knock it off at 2 places decimals, that's a 9, so it's more than 5. So that means that number there increases, so that's minus 3.45. And there's your two answers. Do you remember the minus b formula? Right, and the good thing about the minus b formula is, you know, if you can't find your factors using the 2 sets of brackets, Joe, some of you had trouble when there was lots of different factors. The minus b formula will get your answer even if the answer is a whole number. Okay, so if you're really stuck, use the minus b formula. It takes longer, but you'll get the right answer. Okay, right. Always round up. It depends on the number. Right, if that was see the way that was 1.449, whatever, okay, if this, you look at, this is where I'm cutting it off, at the point just immediately after where you cut it off. If it's 5 or more, so if it's 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, this number increases by 1, and if it's 4, 3, 2, 1, you leave it as it is.
If you left it as 1.44 and you didn't round up.
You'd lose 1 mark.
Okay.
Yeah, they do penalise you for it, 1 mark. So if there was 10 marks, they give you 9 out of 10. Right? Okay?
So if the number was 3, would the answer be 1.44?
Yeah, if that was a 3, the answer would be 1.44, yeah. And if it was a 4, 3, a 2 or a 1, the answer would be 1.44. When it's 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9, the answer is 1.45. Okay? Are we all alright with that?
Yes.
Will I do a second one?
Yeah.
Right, okay. So example 2. So solve see 3x squared minus x minus 1 equals 0. Okay, and right, if it just said solve, if that was all that it said, you'd know to do 2 sets of brackets, right? But this is the clue to know that you have to use the formula, correct to 2 decimal places.
Could you just do this way even if you didn't?
Yeah, you could, definitely. It would just take longer, right? Correct to 2 places of decimals, okay? Right, so you write down your formula, minus b plus minus square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. And as I say, you don't have to remember it. You don't even have to open the log tables. It's on the front cover, right? Okay. So then you write down what A is, what B is, what C is. So what's A? And remember, this is the most. If I show you the common mistake, will you not make it? Or if I showed you the common mistake, would you make it? Would it help you not to make it if I showed you the mistake, or would it encourage you to make it? Look, what's A equal to? 3. This is what a lot of people do, right? And they end up with a load of x's inside there, and sure, it's just crazy, right? So it's just a number. Remember, the A, the B, and the C are just the numbers. What's B?
1.
No, it's minus 1. What's C? Minus 1. So just be careful not to take the signs as well. So then you go a minus sign. Then you write B. What's B? Minus 1. I've ended up with 2 minuses in a row there. Does everyone see how? The first minus is part of the formula. The second minus is part of B. But 2 minuses will give me a what? A plus. Okay, so it's plus minus the square root of b to be squared is minus 1 to be squared minus 4 times a is 3 and c is minus 1. Right? All over 2 times a, which is 2 times 3. So as I say, right, here put all of that into the calculator and pick the plus, right? So into your calculator, press the fraction button first, right? And then you're putting 1, and put the plus first, square root of minus 1 squared minus 4ac, and then underneath your line, put 2 bracket 3 and then press equals, right? And when you do all that, it'll come up as 1 plus root 13 over 6, and then you just press S to D to turn it into a decimal. So S to D, no. 0.76759 and so on. And then go back then and change, so go all the way back, find the plus sign, delete it and change it into a minus sign. Yeah, and then that will give you 1 minus root 13 over 6. And then S to D that, turn it into a decimal, and you'll get minus 0.43425 minus 43425. Did I do something wrong? I could have got it wrong. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Who's saying they got something different? So
I got minus, for the plus one I got minus 1 plus square root of 13 over 6, and then I said 0.43.
now look, you have a minus 1 in there. Who's talking to me? Quiva, is it?
Yeah.
Right, minus, you have a minus in there. It should be a plus because there's 2 minuses. Do you know, there's a minus from the formula, and then b is minus 1. So it's minus 1. So that would be a plus 1, yeah, okay, right? So then it says correct to 2 places of decimals, so that means after the decimal point you're allowed to write 2 numbers, so knock it off there. So you look at that number, it's more than 5, so what happens? What's the answer there? 0.77. And here, sorry, and here you move 2 places of decimals. Look at that number. If it's 4 or less, you leave it as it is. So what's the answer here?
0.43.
Yeah, minus 0.43. Sorry, my minus got a bit smudged there. Okay?
Yes, so my calculator it's not giving me a minus.
Is it not? Maybe mine wasn't either. No, it was.
I got the amount of both of them.
1 minus root 13 over 6. Did everyone not get a minus? Maybe it's me. Have I typed something in wrong?
I got a minus.
Did you have plus 1 at the start?
Minus 1.
But it's plus 1. Can I show you why?
No, it's minus.
It's minus 1, and minus gives you a plus, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's the 7.77.
Yeah, that's both of them.
No, I got the same answer for both sides of change.
Say that again?
Right. When I changed sign from plus to minus, I still got 0.77.
Have you a minus 1 here?
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be. It
No,
should be.
the minus one.
Yeah, which is plus 1.
Yeah.
You've minus 1 in, right? And what have you?
Oh no, I changed the sign now.
Right, you're okay? Right. Okay, are we all alright?
Yeah.
Okay. So will I give you a few of these for homework? And you can start them now.
Next time with the doctor.
Yeah, so if we do page 73, 2 to 14, we'll just do the column, okay? So I'm not giving you 12 of them. I'm giving you 5 of them, okay? So just 2 to 14, right? Just the column. Okay, and I'll put them up in Teams now.
What page is it?
73. So I'll put it up in Teams now, and I'll also take a picture of the answers so you know you're right.
It's just
73, yeah. And before you start them, I'm going to show you one thing. I'll just put up the answers first. Give me a sec. Right, I put up the answers as well so you know you're right. Can I just draw your attention to number 14? Number 14, right? It's not equal to 0, right? So in order to use the formula, it has to be equal to 0. So what will I do here before I start? Yeah, bring over the 2x squared is over on the left already. Bring over the 7x, it becomes minus 7x. Bring over the minus 4, it becomes plus 4 equals 0, and then away you go. So you rearrange it to 2x squared minus 7x plus 4 and equals 0, and away you go. Okay?
Can you leave that before?
Sorry?
Can you leave the rest of it?
I will. I just need to stop recording now.